Well, guys, fantasy football is upon us, and now it's time to back up all that talk with some action. I love fantasy football. It's fun, it's strategy, it's exciting when you win, and embarrassing if you lose. But again, it's all about having fun and enjoying the game of football. I've been playing fantasy football for the past 12 years, and for me, fantasy football is a necessary distraction to get my mind away from the chores of life and get excited about watching football and competing against friends and family for bragging rights. I have 6 trophies within the past 12 years that I've been playing, and by no means do I claim myself to be an expert, but I will compete no matter what my record is. I want to shout out Justin Miller for inviting me and introducing me to the game of fantasy football and to the group that I play with. It's always a pleasure and a challenge going up against you guys. And I look forward to doing it again this year. This year, I'm going to post and share some possible drafting strategies of mine because along with not knowing where you will be drafting, you also don't know who will be available as you draft. In this podcast, I'll share some rankings, some position tiers, and some sleepers that might help you decide who to pick and even win your league. Throughout the season, I may post some guys to target, and I don't mind giving advice on who to play on a weekly basis. Just leave a comment and I'll respond what I think about the player that you are considering. Draft position and draft strategy is tricky, but here is a suggestion for this year. If you pick within the top 5 in a 12-team league, I'd go with the best available, and from that point, get a feel for how everyone else is drafted. Some things I also look at are offensive line rankings, strength of schedule, and prime time games. I would also try to stay away from drafting injured players. Defense and kickers are gambles and should be drafted late. In fantasy football, play calling matters, and coaching tendencies can determine player usage. It's wise to identify which teams or coaches that like to run the ball. You should also try to identify the defensive edge rushers and corners and difficult matchups that might cause problems for the players that you are starting. Understand that your record the first 5 weeks of the season are the ones that can determine whether or not you make the playoffs or not. So choose your players wisely and your matchups wisely. So with that said, the quarterbacks I'm looking at are Kyler Murray, Jayden Daniels, Bo Nix, Jason Hurts, and Joe Burrow. But in reality, you really can't go wrong with the top 12. Just know that any given Sunday, any player can go off with an enormous score. At running back, I like what I see from Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, and Bucky Irving. It's always wise to load up on running backs early in the draft, even their backups, as injuries will occur. At wide receiver, which is an extremely deep group, I love Jamar Chase at the number 1 spot, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, and Ahmad St. Brown are solid first round considerations also. At tight end, I like Trey McBride and Brock Bowers. Sleepers and breakout guys, I like Ja'Cory Merritt, running back. Tight end, I like Tyler Warren. Quarterback, I like Cam Ward, Justin Fields, and I also like running back Cam Scatterboo. At wide receiver breakout, I like Marvin Harrison Jr., Xavier Worthy, and Zay Flower as potential breakouts at the wide receiver position. For more sports, opinionated commentary, like, comment, and subscribe to my podcast, Let Me Clear My Throat, on YouTube. You can also check me out on Facebook and very soon on Spotify. Stay tuned for more breakdowns of the NFC and AFC, as well as more fantasy football coverage. You don't want to miss it.